Okay, but why ITRL University?
They were gonna give the classes in English. I was sold from there. I really wanted the English mediated language and the international opportunities like alumni going abroad and definitely the lavatories.
Hi guys, welcome to ITRL podcast. Today with Bianca, we will be talking about how to get scholarships for an international internships to Japan and Germany. Please welcome Bianca.
Hi everyone, my name is Bianca Haidi. My major is food technology in ITRL University. Thank you for having me here.
Okay, we're so glad that you're here. So Bianca, I heard that you landed not only one, but actually two international internships to Japan and Germany.
Yes, that is true. I obtained two internships. So first is through the AMGEN Scholar Program. I obtained to the University of Tokyo in Japan, in which I will be going this June 2026.
Why?
And the second one is in FH Munster, Germany, and I will be going at September 2026.
So, can you tell us a little bit more? Like, what will you be doing in those internships? Will you be like joining a research project or something else?
Yes, so for both, it will be a research project. First, for the one at University of Tokyo, I will be under professor. So the professor has a project and I will be doing like a sub research below him. And for Germany, I'm actually the one proposing my own research and the professor will help supervise because it is also his expertise in fermentation.
Wow. Okay. How was the like selection process? Was it hard?
The AMGEN Scholars was definitely harder from the Germany one because for the FH Munster, thankfully, because of my academic advisor, Miss Hani, she really helped me. She was the one who told me that our previous alumni, she also went to FH Munster, so she told me that it was a good opportunity to expand my skills, go abroad, and that's why she definitely made it easy because she showed me the steps on how the process works. For AMGEN, it's more of a competition around the world. So it's definitely more competitive and only 10 to 20 people are accepted. So definitely it was quite challenging.
Wow. Wow. Okay. But I also heard aside from the scholarships to FH Munster and the AMGEN, you also gained a scholarship from the Singaporean Chamber, right? Can you tell us more a little bit about that?
So I obtained that scholarship last year. I saw it first through the iTrail email, actually. It was already blasted. But since it seems like an international relations thing, to be honest, I was not confident at all because I'm a food student. What do I know about that? But again, my academic advisor, Miss Hani, was like, you join competitions, you should try for it. And I'm like, okay. So I applied, I did study cases, I left proposals, and there was definitely a lot of research that went into that because it's something quite new about the politics, international relations. Thankfully, I took the topic of agriculture. So a little bit of what I learned in ITRL and I did the interview. And thankfully, last year, I was one of the awardees of the Singapore Chambers of Commerce.
I'm so happy to hear that actually because like um going out from your comfort zone which was food technology might be scary, right? But we never know what will happen and we never know, maybe it is a good opportunity and it was actually a good chance for you, right?
Definitely.
Okay. Okay, let's go back a little bit for the AMGEN scores. Let's say there are friends who wanna know and who wanna actually try. Do you have like can you share us about the requirements and the step by step what to do?
Okay, so for AMGA Fraser, it opened around October. So up until February. So it's quite a long time to do the application process. I did it around December because I was trying to get all the things done. So the first step, they have their own website. First is the basic things like our names, our passports, high school, those basic datas, and our CV, but it's only one page. That was quite tricky for me because I need to pick which part of my experience I want to include. And it's only one page. She's going to be very concise. the part where I was really able to pour out my thoughts is my personal statement. Because everything else, it's factual data. Well, personal statement, I do understand since AMGEN, it stands for Applied Molecular Genetics. So it's very biomedicine and biotech, but I really wanted the experience. So I took the narrative of, yes, I'm a food student. I'm so used to looking at food from the outside. And I saw the host professor. He is interested in protein localization, and that is so interesting for me. So I said in my personal statement, this time I want to look at food from the inside. And I think that was a good bridging for my personal statement. So thankfully, I got accepted. And we also require 2 recommendation letters. So I asked my academic advisor, Miss Hani, and also Sir Anand, who I also had a project with to make my recommendation letter.
Okay. So if I heard that you actually stalked the host professor about his interest in projects, and then actually how you get into that, make it relatable.
I saw his journal and this is very interesting. That's what I wrote in my personal statement. Like, your journal really, it's because it's really interesting. The localization, it's something really new. I've never really grasped what it's about. So I really want to learn about it.
Okay. How about the scholarship for FH Munster?
For FH Munster, so the first is I actually coordinated with Miss Honey and the international office first because administratively it's like a student exchange plus an internship. So I am able to take their classes as well. I'm also able to take their exams. And hopefully I can get certification if I pass their classes. And on top of that, after I have been accepted, I went to the professor and I proposed 3 research ideas if it's possible to do in his laboratory. And thankfully, he agreed. And one of the research, and now it's ongoing for me to make my proposal. We're back and forth on revisions, and that is how I obtained the FH Munster.
Okay. A little bit about the benefits. It's actually what I'm curious about. What are the benefits that you get for the AMGEN Scholarship and FH Munster?
For AMGEN Scholarship, it is fully funded, so accommodation, flights. We also get a stipend, so for food. So they give us allowance for food or any tourist activities that is also included, thankfully. So, and for FH Munster, they provide classes, the free classes, so I'm able to take their courses and take their examination, hopefully obtaining the certification after. And I'm also able to use their labs, so I can use their resources as well as much as I want.
That is actually very glad to hear because I mean, like in IHL we do have a lab, right? But when you're going abroad, you're expecting a more advanced lab. Are you like kind of like nervous? Like, let's say, okay, you have the hands-on experience, right? In IHL you get the basic lab experience from the semester, from the first semester, but when you're going abroad, it's a whole new, different, and a more advanced lab, right? How do you feel?
I'm so nervous. I'm very nervous, especially about the University of Tokyo, because for the one in Germany, it's still about fermentation. So I do have some food microbiology laboratory experience surrounding that. But for the one in AMGEN, it's about protein localization using fluorescent microscopy. So I obtained basic microscopy in general biology. So this is definitely an advanced level. I will definitely have to relearn all the machines, all the buttons. So I'm very nervous yet excited about that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to your major, food technology. Because I stalked you before. And I read that you're actually into like teaching English, Model United Nations, and international relations. But you chose food technology as your major.
Yep.
Why? Why not something social based on your interests? Why food technology?
That is true, because during high school, I was actually really interested in communications. However, I really wanted to be specific because I also like chemistry. So I felt like chemistry is like a passion for me, but communication is also a passion for me. But I decided that I feel like I want to pursue chemistry more because I feel communication wise, I got the grasp of it. While chemistry, it's very basic. I know very general things. So if I'm gonna study something, might as well do the chemistry one. But I'm not a fan of medicine as much, so I communicated with my parents as well. And one of the options was food. I like eating. So, okay, let's try food. So I started researching the food technology or like food science, food nutrition, what are the differences amongst them. And I figured out that I really like food technology. And that's why I chose this specific major.
Okay. Okay, but why Trail University?
Okay, so it all started when I was in high school. I was in Panabur Kota Wisata, and they had an edu fair. In there, I saw that one of the booths was iTrail, and just from the brochure, I saw the laboratories, and I was instantly hooked. So I went over, and they had a consultation session. I explained my interests in food technology, and they really helped guided me, like, oh, between food technology or food science or nutrition, or maybe possibly biotechnology. And I knew, oh, food technology is definitely the one for me. And when they told their benefits was first, they were gonna give the classes in English. I was sold from there. I really wanted the English mediated language and the international opportunities like alumni going abroad and definitely the lavatories. When they said they have 3 entire floors of full lavatory equipment, I knew I wanted to go into ITRL and I don't regret it at all. I love it here.
Okay. Looking at your track here in Aisha, I definitely can see that you enjoy your time here. Okay. Um, how I mean, like food technology, maybe some people still misunderstood. Like it's a major that is quite new in Indonesia. So for those who are interested, can you like introduce a little bit about your major? Like what are you studying here in food technology?
Okay, so food technology itself, it's not like cooking school or culinary class. It's okay. I also had the misconception at first. Food technology is more about the entire life of the food because in culinary, you take the raw materials, you process it, yummy food. But for food technology, we actually think about the harvesting from the planting. What are the conditions to make a good quality food? What are the conditions to ensure it's safe? That's why in my major, the courses I take is related to the regulations like WebPom, halal, also the safety, maybe a certain analysis like total plate count, and for sure the tasting as well. That's why we have fermentation and definitely the shelf life because food scarcity is definitely going to be an ongoing problem. So we need food that's good quality, but it can stay good for a really long period of time. That's why we also learn food additives and whether is it safe there because there's a stigma behind it that food additives is bad. So we learn all about the different theories and implementations, whether it's good, is it bad, or what is it about? That is what we learned from food technology.
So definitely it's something different than
Yes,
culinary class. Like
very
it's not
different.
only like you're cooking and then you come up with a new recipe, but it's something more deep, more
Yeah.
complicated than that. Yeah. Okay. From your POV, do you think food technology as a major is essential for the future or let's say for the industry?
Oh, definitely, because everyone eats food.
Yeah.
That's true, definitely. And the population is just increasing constantly. And unfortunately, food waste is still an ongoing problem. That's why, as food technologists, sometimes our projects, most of the time, is utilizing the byproducts of waste, upcycling it into a new product. So it's very essential because what if one day we cannot make new food? What is the alternative? And that's a food technologist's job. What do we do to make sure we get food on the table in the industry? And since it's an industry, it's very big scale as well. It's so many different people, so many different organizations connected. I think that's what makes it very essential far in the future.
Okay. Uh, ha- Do you also like create products or food products in IHL here?
Yes, we
Have you
do.
created one?
Yes, we
Can you tell us
have.
more about your project?
Okay, so there was one time I made pesto pasta. Usually it's made from basil, but basil it's quite scarce and expensive in Indonesia. That's why in Italian restaurants it's very expensive. So we decided, because the main project was to use my products. We took tea leaves, but that's already brewed, so spent tea leaves. We processed it and made it into the pesto sauce. And we did sensory evaluation because supposedly it's not supposed to taste good because it's waste. But turns out it actually tastes pretty good. People prefer the one that's substituted with spent tea leaves compared to only basil, because the spent tea leaves, they have this astringency, which people seem to like. So that's one of the projects. And right now, in my current semester, I'm also developing a new product. It is a confectionery, a nougat. I am making it in a symbol of a yin and yang. It's called Together. And actually, next week, I'm going to be having an exhibition to present me and my group's idea to the industry.
Okay, I cannot wait to taste it. Actually, okay. I think it's a wrap.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay, before we close, do you have like a message or like motivations to students who I really want to go abroad with a scholarship, but I'm still scared, or like I have not the driven that I need. Can you like give us a motivation?
Okay. Don't worry. We are all anxious. There were so many times I was not confident in myself despite everything, especially trying something new. It's very terrifying because we're scared of rejection. I think that's the biggest hurdle, because rejection, it can hit us quite hard mentally. And I've faced several rejections as well. But I think after every rejection, it strengthens my mentality. It's just one rejection away from an acceptance. That's just my mindset. So do go out of your comfort zone, because you never know. And I think another way to keep you on a high note, high spirits, is to surround yourself with good friends and good family as well. Having a good support system really, really helps.
Okay,
Look.
that's very beautiful, actually, hearing that. Okay, and I think it's a wrap. Thank you, Bianca, for sharing your tips, your stories in food technology ITL. I hope you will have a good uh, university life here. Yeah, you enjoy it. And thank you, everyone, for watching. See you in ITL University. Bye.